At the moment, it's really a divided economy. We have a strong domestic sector, wage growth, employment is growing, and at the same time, we have a weak industrial sector, which is unusual for Germany. We have a weak export sector, and that is coming mostly from the outside. We have a weakening world economy. We have the ongoing Brexit uncertainty. There are still fears about a US trade war, and all of that is weighing on German exporters.
Yeah, we just had a really great chat with Laurence Boone from the OECD as well. And she was talking about the issues and concerns that actually Europe could be in for the next phase of Trump ire, so to speak. He will turn his attentions to Europe in a meaningful fashion. He's always electioneering anyway, but if he gets his China trade deal, is Germany in the firing line given the huge surplus it has with the US?
It probably is. There's a surplus. There is a debate about defense spending, which makes Trump angry.
And he's got a point about defense spending.
He does, absolutely. He does, absolutely. Germany cannot free ride on others in this regard. So all of that might lead him to take another look at car tariffs, and car tariffs would mainly hit the German economy. We think at IFO, we think that if these tariffs came, there would be a loss of 7 billion in terms of value added in Germany. Out of 100 cars, 15 are exported to the US, and half of that trade, so 7 may vanish. So that is would be a significant blow to the car industry. But it's kind of
surprising in some ways, because I look at conversations I've had with Herr Zetter and others over the years, and they've invested enormously in infrastructure in the United States. BMW's done the same as well. The big car makers are doing a lot of business with US-made components for German cars, so to speak, as well. Why haven't German car makers done enough, do you think, or have they done enough to avert this?
They have done a lot. They are very well connected to the state legislators, to the politicians at this level, and by that way they hope to avoid the tariffs. But generally, trade and the surplus have such a salience in the US debate, and with Trump, that Trump may still go down that road. Although he knows the EU must and will retaliate, so that would be bad for the US.
What do you think of his economics when he says, look, he wants to see big fat zeros on trade surpluses and deficit? Is there something amiss there? Most economists would probably say yes.
Yeah, absolutely. He looks at bilateral trade, and that doesn't really make sense. On top of that, if he looks at bilateral trade with the EU, this is actually more or less balanced between the US and the EU due to primary incomes coming from Europe. It's just in trade that he has this deficit, and these bilateral deficits don't make sense, but he still focuses on them.
Now, criticisms of Germany don't just come from the United States. They come from other parts of Europe as well. In fact, I just had I wouldn't say it was a criticism, but an observation from Laurence Boone that Germany needs to spend more. It needs fiscal changes. For instance, it would say, how can Germans or Europe's automakers build the cars of the 21st century if they don't have the digital infrastructure, if they don't invest in that infrastructure? And I think she's got a point as well. Does Germany need to step up spending? You mentioned defence as well, but across the board.
Well, I wouldn't say across the board. If you look at spending since the crisis, actually German spending has been a lot higher than spending of other countries. So it's not a matter of overall spending, it's a matter of the structure. So we are spending a lot on consumption. We are spending indeed too little on certain types of infrastructure. What Germany needs on top of that, I think, is a corporate tax reform, because if there's going to be more investment in Germany, it has to come primarily from private investment. Of course, there are complementaries with public infrastructure, but I think we should focus more on private investment in Germany, on the energy sector. There are things missing there.
Hi, I'm Joanna Bersecci, and thank you for watching. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more from CNBC International. Thank you for watching.